Bitches, welcome to another episode of Rivers Ramblings. This is episode 6. Ren is still not available at this time, so I got her back and we'll be doing this. And today I am going to talk about strawberry magic. I've been so into strawberries lately. I don't know what's going on with it, but I am. But first, I need to update you guys on last week's ramblings. I did do a star chart for my house, and it was eerie how accurate it is. I came up with a name. I asked my home what she thought of it, and she seems to like it. My husband thinks of our house as a male, which I guess makes sense, protector and all of that. But I think of her as a female, nurturing, keeping us safe and secure in her arms. At any rate, the name I came up with is Revel Root Haven, and I just love that because we do a lot of parties here. We do a lot of reveling here, family gatherings. I just love that, and it is a haven. So he's kind of mulling that over, and I hope that once he gets used to that name, that we can have a little naming ceremony and maybe make a plaque with that name on it for our home. I was very excited, but doing that star chart was the coolest thing. And you can actually do it on Chat GPT. Tell it the information about your house, its location, the time you bought it, or whatever information it is that you're going to go with for your house. And it'll tell you all the information about your house and what its personality is and that kind of thing. So that was cool. And then also on that same topic, one of our listeners, Jennifer, she reached out about her home. And she had a home naming experience that she shared. She says that she named her house shortly after she moved in. It was about on the third day that after she had moved in that she saw this gorgeous, beautiful fox just prancing around her yard. She said he was just stunning and he felt magical and he was that bright orange and his tail was just beautiful. And she said there is a fox den a few blocks away. And so she chose the name for her home of Foxtail Hollow Estate. And she put that name on a sign above her barn, which is beautiful. She sent me a picture. And she also got a wind vane for on top of her garage it's a black metal wind vane and it has a prancing fox on it. And I love it so much. I love this story. So, Jennifer, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, on to strawberries. So for some reason, as I said, I've been super into strawberries lately. I've been craving them. I've eat strawberry crepes with blackberry, no, not blackberry, strawberry crepes with chocolate chips on them whenever we go to J. Christopher's. I don't know if y'all have J. Christopher chains, breakfast restaurants wherever you are, but that has been my go-to lately. It's just so yummy. And so I thought, let's do an episode about strawberries and magic. So let's deep dive into this delightful world of strawberry magic, the art of harnessing the sweet, juicy energy of the strawberries for spells, charms, and I might have some fun little stories to tell you. And in honor of this topic, I am drinking some of our strawberry cream cider. I told you guys about this. This is the cider place that was up in North Georgia that my husband and I went up to because Ren and her husband had told us about it. And we got some of this. It was a Valentine's Day special, and it's a strawberry cream flavor, which sounds terrible, but my God, it is lovely. So that's what I'm drinking in honor of this topic today. My mouth is watering as I'm drinking it. All right, so a brief history of strawberries in magic. Ancient Romans believed that this little heart-shaped fruit could cure ailments and bring happiness. They used strawberries to lift the spirits, to relieve bad breath. Excellent idea. As well as a treat for taking care of certain digestive complaints, which that makes sense too. In other cultures, strawberries symbolize love, fertility, and prosperity. Legend has it that if you split a double strawberry in half and share it with someone, that you'll fall in love. I think that one's adorable. So the strawberry was first described in literature around 1000 AD. And the first sketch of a strawberry plant was recorded in 1484. But the first mention of it, not necessarily in literature, but just the first mention of it in general, was between 234 to 149 BC in the writings of Cato, who was a Roman senator. And his writings talked about strawberries as medicine, as opposed to the lovely flavor that we enjoy today. So he wasn't talking about it as a delightful little treat to eat. He was talking about its medicinal qualities. And they did consume strawberries in ancient Roman festivals and to celebrate Adonis, the mortal lover of the goddess Aphrodite. And according to myth, strawberries grew when Aphrodite's tears mixed with the blood of her dead Adonis and dropped into the earth. So that's where strawberries come from, according to that legend. By the 1300s, the French began cultivating wild strawberries, transplanting them from the wild into their gardens. There's also Native American stories about how strawberries are so important to the Native American culture and hold a high place of honor. One Cherokee legend tells of the first husband and wife who were at peace for a time, but they fought a lot and separated. They parted ways. And they wandered alone and sad until the Creator saw their sorrow. So the Creator set out berries along a trail to try to draw this couple back together again. But blueberries didn't work, huckleberries didn't work. No other fruit would lead these lovers back to each other. So the Creator made the first ever patch of ripe strawberries. And upon discovery, the couple's hearts were softened and they remembered their love. So the legend says, at last, she gathered a bunch of the finest berries and started back along the path to give them to him. He met her kindly, and they went home together. So strawberries are, or were, probably are, considered a fruit of forgiveness and love, and they grew between two people and drew them together again. And when shared, they mended and what had seemed to be beyond repair from all their fights that they had. And so the strawberries were a gift from the Creator's hand. So another origin story of strawberries, which I love. In South America, before the Europeans arrived, strawberries were actually traded, and they would be traded with Native American tribes who used strawberries for medicine, particularly in women's medicine, used to clear toxins and support fertility and child rearing. In Asia, strawberries, trouble saying this word, detoxifying properties were also recognized at possibly as early as 2600 years BC. At the time, the Yellow Emperor used the leaves of the strawberry plant in a weak tea to detoxify and reduce the effects of aging. In Bavarian folk tradition, strawberries were gathered and hung in baskets on the horns of cattle to pay the local nature spirits in trade for many healthy calves and the cows to produce abundant milk. And it said that if a pregnant woman carried strawberry leaves in her pocket, that they would relieve a lot of the strains that women feel, the strains and pains of pregnancy. From inducing love to producing offspring, strawberries have been recognized as a very potent little herb. So farmers, the ones that would hang the strawberries on the horns of their cows, a lot of them felt like this was an offering to local fairies, and that the fairies are said to love strawberries and that they would protect the cattle in return. Did you know that strawberries aren't actual berries? Okay, so Greg, I'm going to need your help on this one because this one was confusing to me. Botanically speaking, they belong to a group of aggregate fruits, which means each strawberry is a collection of tiny fruits called achenes. Achenes, I have no idea. And so each time you munch on a strawberry, you're actually indulging in this little tiny fruit salad because there's supposed to be a bunch of them. But then I was like, well, what is this word, the achenes? So I looked it up, and it says that it's actually a one-seeded fruit. Well, that to me doesn't fit the strawberry because strawberries have a cajillion little seeds all over them. So that didn't make sense to me. So I thought maybe Greg could explain that to me. And I did find out that in some of the research I did that they referred to each of the tiny seeds on the outside of the strawberry as the fruit. So are the seeds the berries or what? So Greg, hopefully you can email me and tell me, and I can report next week on this. But the term strawberry actually comes from the Old English strawberridge, which refers to those seeds. It's Streawberige. Strawberridge. I am just totally brutalizing this, and I don't even have Ren here to make fun of me. Okay, so strawberries are also a symbol of perfection. Medieval stone mountains, my goodness. Medieval masons used to carve strawberries on cathedrals to symbolize the perfection of the building. All right, so what are some facts about strawberries? Strawberry magic is often used for fertility. Reproducing primarily through runners, strawberries give of herself actually, and until all of the young plants are well established. She is capable of sustaining those young plants too, and should the ground become unsuitable, she gives of herself to all of her little children, so to speak. So strawberries teach us the lesson of dedication to that which we long to produce, no matter whether the conditions appear to be right. So that's a little bit of strawberry magic wisdom there. Through their seeds, strawberries amplify a message of dedication. Strawberry seeds grow on the outside of the fruit, like I said, and can germinate even when soil isn't present, which I thought was cool. Which, I think we've all seen TikToks and pictures of those upright towers that you can grow strawberries in, and that kind of makes sense that they aren't filled necessarily with a whole bunch of dirt. So I thought that was pretty cool. Strawberries know that deep down, no matter what the present conditions appear to be, that a strawberry can give you the power to succeed. Strawberry magic is the magic of success through inner vision that sustains until the outer world is ready to receive. The strawberry also teaches us that success requires proper preparation of oneself. How can she sustain so many little strawberries if she isn't properly prepared? So the strawberry emerges early in the spring to blossom and fruit at the very beginning of the season. And this speaks to her preparation. So quickly does she shuck off winter's sleep in exchange for the early spring's fertile rush. Strawberry plants are perennials. Cultivated strawberries live for around 3 to 4 years, while wild strawberries can actually live up to 10 years. If a strawberry has come to you around a specific project, like you're working on something and you keep seeing strawberries or smelling strawberries, or it's a sign that you're seeing, you can expect that that project or whatever it is that you're working on will be neither long nor short in duration. It's going to take time, but it's not going to be overly long, but it's not going to be a quick turnaround either. Strawberry projects are often projects that are for a period of time or a stage of life. The nature of the strawberry who has shown up in your life, cultivated or wild, particularly if it corresponds with the nature of your project, can give you some insight into both the intensity and the duration of your work. Did you know strawberries are actually related to roses? I thought that was fascinating, which is kind of cool because they both have correspondences that relate to love and happy, love really. So let's talk about strawberry correspondences. The color correspondence, that vibrant red hue of strawberries, is associated with the root chakra, love, and passion. So they're perfect for spells related to romance or attraction. So spiritually speaking, this red color is linked to that root chakra, which symbolizes grounding, energy, and the primal forces of life. The elemental association of strawberries is that they are connected to the element of water, which symbolizes emotions and intuition. This makes them excellent allies for emotional healing spells or enhancing psychic abilities. Water is fluid and adaptable, just like the emotional experiences that we all have to navigate through in life. So using the strawberry in spells that are trying to help you get through something or adapt to a situation would be perfect. Strawberries are ruled by the planet Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and abundance. This connection enhances their properties for attracting love, fostering relationships, and cultivating beauty in one's life. Incorporating strawberries into rituals or spells during Venus hours or days can amplify their effectiveness. Numerology. Now, Jessica is our numbers expert on a listener. Numerology says that the number 3 corresponds to strawberries. They are often found in clusters of 3, which can symbolize creativity, joy, and communication. The energy of the number 3 encourages expressing love and emotions freely, making strawberries a wonderful addition to spells focused on relationships and social connections. The deity associations, obviously, Venus and Aphrodite, though their connection to love and beauty, they're often associated with the goddesses of love and beauty, which would be Aphrodite and or Venus in Roman mythology. Offering strawberries or rituals dedicated to these deities can help in attracting love and enhancing beauty. And if you work with either of those deities, it could be a great offering on your altar. So the chakra that I was telling you about it's located below the navel and is responsible for emotions, sexuality, and creativity. Strawberries can help you balance this sacral chakra by stimulating your senses, enhancing your pleasure, and letting go of your inhibitions. It's a very, what is that episode I did on that Ren and I did on the After Dark side? It was a sex episode. And I think we talked about things that make you horny. That is not the right word for it, but I can't think of that word right now. And I believe I remember oysters for sure, but strawberries are apparently good for that as well. And did you know in some traditions, witches would offer strawberries to deities or nature spirits to gain favor and blessings? This has been something that's been done in the past, and is, I'm sure, continued to be done today, which makes sense to me. They smell wonderful. They taste even better. So what a beautiful offering, especially if you do it with a little bit of cream or whipped cream. What a beautiful offering that would be. So what are some magical things you can do with strawberries? Well, do a strawberry love jar. You know me, I love my jar spells. So you need fresh strawberries, a jar, and of course you need to pick one that feels right to you, honey, a pink candle, and some paper. So you write down your love intentions on your piece of paper, like, I attract love effortlessly, or I desire sweet romance, or something, whatever it is that you're hoping to manifest. You place the strawberries in your jar, followed by the paper, and then you drizzle on the honey. And you seal the jar, light that pink candle, and as it burns, visualize your intentions coming to fruition. Fruition. Oh, I miss Ren not being here. She would have liked that one. Let it sit for a few days to absorb the energy and then keep it in a special place. And what I also like to do is use that pink wax to seal the jar. I do love using wax dripped over the jar as it's sealed to seal it. You can make a strawberry dream pillow. For this, you need dried strawberry leaves, or you could do fresh strawberry leaves if you want, a small cloth pouch, and herbs for sleep like lavender. And you combine these dried leaves and herbs into the pouch, and before bed, you put it under your pillow and you visualize sweet dreams and love-filled adventures. And when you wake up dreaming about strawberries, who knows, maybe you will have met your soulmate in your dream. Who knows? Okay, I have a dumb joke. You all are going to be so upset. You're going to be saying, Ren, please come back. Stop River from her escapades. Why did the strawberry call for help? Because it was in a jam. Ba-da-ba-ba. Okay, moving on. You can use strawberries in general love spells. So they are frequently used in love spells due to their associations with love, romance, attraction. So you can incorporate them into any kind of spell, whether it's charms or offerings or potions. And don't forget to add chocolate. To me, that is the ultimate love spell. Chocolate covered cherries. I mean, strawberries. Oh, cherries too. Chocolate covered strawberries. In fact, chocolate-covered strawberries would be great if you're wanting to do some sex magic. I think that incorporating chocolate-covered strawberries and maybe some champagne would be really good in a sex magic spell. And as a side note, some witches don't like alcohol. I was talking about champagne a second ago, and they don't like to use alcohol in their magic because it can numb your ability to feel and use your energies. And I think it depends on the witch. Some witches are able to use that altered state to work the energies while they're buzzed or high or on whatever drug-induced state that they might be in. Energy's there. It's just a matter of how you use it, how you can feel it. And so for some, alcohol is a definite block. I heard one witch say, oh no, alcohol is poison to magic. But some actually say it helps break down that wall. It opens up the wall. It opens, because you're losing your inhibitions a lot of times when you're drinking. And some people are so closed up. Either they're super empathic and they can't handle all of the outside, so they have those walls up. And perhaps alcohol would help them lower those walls a bit to be able to use the magic. But just keep that in mind, something to keep in mind. It just stuck with me the other day when I was reading this one witch. She said, oh no, alcohol is poison for witches. Okay. Fertility rituals. That's another thing that you can use strawberries for. The heart shape of the strawberry symbolizes fertility and abundance, making it a great choice to use in rituals if you're trying to get pregnant, or it doesn't even have to be a pregnancy fertility. It could be growth fertility in your life as far as you need areas in your life to become fertile. Whether it's related to family or personal projects, or maybe you are trying to get pregnant. And strawberries may be something to help you with a spell for that kind of fertility. You can use strawberries in emotional healing. When seeking to heal emotional wounds or enhance self-love, which is often the key to healing emotional wounds, strawberries can be included in self-care rituals. You can put them in baths or in the herbal sachets. As we talked about before, the offerings present strawberries on your altar, whether it's dedicated to Venus, Aphrodite, or just the Fae. The Fae like cream and strawberries. Ask for love, beauty in your life. This simple act can create a connection with the energies of those deities and those correspondences to help bring that into your life. Strawberry meditation. During meditation, hold a strawberry in your hand. Focus on the vibrant color, the sweet aroma. Visualize yourself surrounded by love and positive energy. This will allow the strawberry's essence to enhance your emotional state. And then one of my favorites, the strawberry bath ritual. Add fresh strawberries to a warm bath with rose petals and essential oils. As you soak, visualize yourself absorbing love and high healing energy, washing away negativity. You can make strawberry moon magic. And there's actually a few ways to do this. I think I'll talk about this later. But first, moon water, which is water that is charged with the energy of the moon, and can be used for cleansing and healing and manifesting, that kind of thing. But strawberry moon water is moon water that's infused with the essence of strawberries, which enhances the properties and also adds a little bit of a sweet flavor. So get your jar or bottle that has a lid, and you can use filtered water, you can use rainwater, whatever your water source is, and then you're going to put fresh strawberries, it could be frozen strawberries. And then you can also add some kind of sweetener, sugar, honey, whatever you might think is necessary. You can use your mortar and pestle to uh, mash up the strawberries if you want. You can just slice them in there. You can leave them whole if you want. And then close the lid, shake the jar, and uh, place it in a spot where it's going to receive the moonlight, just like you do for any other moon water, and leave it overnight and let the water absorb the moon's energy and that strawberry essence. And then in the morning, you can strain the water, discard the strawberries, and you can store that water in the refrigerator for up to a week, or you can freeze it and use it a lot later. Use the water as you wish, or you can put it in your bath, you can drink it, you can use it to spritz and clean around your house, you can use it in your kitchen, add it to your spells. There are some tips for that. You can use any kind of strawberries, but they say organic ones are preferable because they're free of the pesticides and you're not necessarily wanting to add outside influences into your spell. You can also add other fruits if you want, or herbs, flowers, crystals, whatever symbolizes what you want for that moon water manifestation. And you can use the strawberry moon water for attracting love, boosting prosperity, celebrating joy. And I think later on I talk about making strawberry moon water on the strawberry moon, which is in June, and I've got the exact date later. I wrote it down. You can make strawberry moon tea. You can either make your own tea or you can buy some. And I love, love, love the Peacock Tea Room, and they have an online site that you can look up on Google, just the Peacock Tea Room. My favorite tea of theirs is the strawberry moon tea. We are going to go to the Renaissance Festival in May, and we always go to the Peacock Tea Room. They have the adorable food platters and all kinds of teas. So if Ren is feeling up to it, we are going to go together. Hopefully I'll be walking by then, because I don't think a wheelchair is going to roll very well in at the Renaissance Festival. They do have some paved paths, but most of it is dirt and gravel. So hopefully I'll be walking by then. But I do urge you, look up Peacock Tea Room on the internet, and they've got millions of flavors, and they're all lovely. So you can do dehydrated strawberries, which is perfect for a lot of spells that you might want to cast, because fresh strawberries don't last as long. So, and you can do all kinds of things with the dehydrated strawberries too, not just spell ingredients, but you can put them in cocktails and that kind of thing too. So you need to be able to dehydrate them. You would wash them and slice them and then dehydrate them in whatever manner is appropriate for you. So there is a food dehydrator, of which I have. I have one of those. And you slice up the strawberries on the dehydrator trays and you put them in a single layer, and you don't want them to touch. And then you dehydrate on about 135 degrees Fahrenheit, which is approximately 57 degrees centigrade or Celsius. I'm not in Europe, so I never get that right. For about 6 to 12 hours until the strawberries are pliable and crisp. Check for moisture all the way through as you go. You can do it in the oven. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can do it in the oven, typically around 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 77 degrees C. And you would line a baking sheet with parchment paper, or you can use a silicone baking mat. I have those as well. And you would arrange the strawberries the same on that, not touching, and you bake those for about 4 to 6 hours, or until it gets to the right consistency. If you do it in the oven, you are going to want to flip them over halfway through. And then the air fryer. This is a gadget that seems to just be everywhere these days, and you can actually do dehydration of strawberries in your air fryer too. You would line your air fryer tray with parchment paper and place the strawberries just like you did in the other two ways. The temperature would be about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and you dehydrate for 2 to 3 hours, or until the strawberries are the right texture. So once you dehydrate it in whatever method that you have chosen, you want to be able to store them. So store them in air-dried airtight, not air dried, airtight containers like a Ziploc bag or a jar that has a sealed airtight lid, and you can store them in a cool, dry, and dark place. And I like to use them in cocktails, but you can also use them in spell sachets, um, use them as spell ingredients, hang them in places that you want that lovely strawberry scent and love. Like I like to hang little sachets in between my husband's clothes in the closet. And I think strawberries would be perfect because maybe it'll make him think of me throughout the day and how much he loves me. So in the past, it's not just for use in spells. You can use the the strawberries medicinally as well. Well, there's a lot of different ways, but medicinally, the leaves and the roots can be brewed into a tea. And this tea is believed to get rid of toxins, which may mean that it's a diuretic, which isn't always a bad thing either. And it helps flush out compounds like uric acids. So it is a great treatment for things like gout, that kind of thing. The astringent properties of this tea is also supposed to help with gassiness, intestinal bleeding, although if your intestines are bleeding, you probably do need to go to the doctor, heartburn, and other digestive complaints. As we always say, there is a lot of good in herbs, but they don't necessarily take the place of modern medicine. Um, they can accent it. Sometimes you don't need the modern medicine, but you need to always be aware that modern medicine may be what you need in a particular circumstance. You can use strawberries topically. So an infusion of the leaves and roots is supposed to help clear up acne by acting as an astringent. And the fruits are rumored to be beneficial as a rub, like use leftover strawberries and rub it into your flesh or on your face. It's supposed to have natural acids that will help your cells turn over, become new, and unclog pores. Oh, here is where I was going to talk about the strawberry moon. It is for 2025. It is on June 11th, 2025. So you've got plenty of time to come up with some strawberry ideas for that. So do your strawberry magic on the strawberry full moon. It makes it even more amplified. As usual, I like to think of really strange and unusual ways to use things. And so for strawberries, you can do strawberry infused water for clarity. You're going to create a refreshing infusion by soaking strawberries overnight in water. And the next day, use the strawberry water for cleansing crystals or in your ritual bath. The benefits are said to be to help clear your mind, enhance your emotional clarity, which I probably could have used some today. I am stumbling over all of my words, but it makes it a perfect for use for meditation and decision-making rituals. You can use strawberries for a face mask for self-love rituals, which I thought was adorable. You would mash up fresh strawberries and mix them with honey and yogurt and create a nourishing face mask. As you apply it, recite affirmations focused on self-love and beauty. Not only does this promote physical beauty, but it also reinforces your self-acceptance and love of yourself, aligning your outer self with your inner self, which I think is lovely. Speaking of beauty and that kind of thing, you can do a strawberry glamour spell. Create a glamour jar by filling a small jar with fresh strawberries, a pinch of sea salt, a few drops of vanilla extract, and seal it up and keep it on your altar or in a special place. And it acts as a charm for enhancing your personal magnetism. Whenever you need a boost of confidence or a charm before an event, shake the jar, recite your intention, and it will reinfuse itself into you. Strawberry ritual candles. Make your own candles using beeswax or soy wax. Infuse the wax with dried strawberry leaves, dried strawberries themselves, and pour it into your candle mold. Add a few drops of strawberry fragrance oil, which is lovely. That's one of my favorite smells for candles is the strawberry smell. And use this candle when you're doing your love spells or rituals. Any rituals that are focused on attraction, love, self-love, abundance. You can light this candle and visualize your desires manifesting, and you have that lovely smell that fills your space as well. You can use strawberries in your divination practice. So use halved, cut your strawberries in half. That's the word. And that's a unique form of divination. So after cutting them, you look at the patterns formed by the seeds on the surface. Interpret those patterns and, just like you might do with tea leaves or tarot cards. And it's a playful method to provide insights into your emotional state or upcoming events and adds a touch of whimsy to your divination practices. Plus, it smells so good. Who doesn't smell good when they're touching strawberries? I just love them. Do a strawberry blessing ritual. So during a full moon, bonus points, of course, if it's the strawberry full moon, create a blessing ritual using strawberries. Place them on your altar, light a white candle, and speak your intentions of love or abundance. And then afterwards, eat them. How wonderful is that? Eat them as a symbol of receiving your blessing. I think that's cool. The ritual might not only harness the lunar energy, but also physically connects with you to your intentions because you're actually internalizing it, you're eating it, and it allows you to internalize these blessings. So I thought that I would tell you a strawberry spell, strawberry sex magic spell that I like to use, and it can enhance your sexual energy, deepen connection, and ignite desire between you and your partner, or you and yourself, depending on what's going on. You're going to need 3 strawberries, a drizzle of honey, a red candle, which of course is for passion and lust, a pinch of cinnamon to heat things up, a small piece of rose quartz, and your favorite sensual playlist. Music is very important, I think, for sex magic. The best day is a Friday. It could be during a waxing moon or a full moon for attraction and heightened energy. So you want to set the mood, and you don't have to let your partner know this is going on, but it works much better if he's or she is into it too. So you can dim the lights and then you light the red candle and you put on your soft, sexy music, and that kind of gets the vibe going. Put your rose quartz near your bed. My altar is right next to my bed, so I can put it there. You're going to drizzle honey over the strawberries and sprinkle a tiny bit of cinnamon on top. And as you do, visualize the energy of desire and pleasure flowing into them. Think of the heat building between lovers and the sweet anticipation. And then you might hold the strawberry and say, "Fruit of Venus, sweet and red, awaken fire, call passion to bed. With every bite, desire shall grow. Let love and lust freely flow." Well, you know me, I like the rhyming stuff. And then you and your partner are going to eat these strawberries. Now, if your partner is also a witch, then great. They can do it with theirs, and maybe you can feed each other the strawberries so that the one that you've infused and the one that he or she is infused, you're feeding to each other. But slowly eat it. Feel the juice that drips down the side of your face. Enjoy that taste. Enjoy the sensuality that you feel. And of course, you can do this by yourself too. No one says you can't. And then once you've eaten the strawberries, hold your hands over your heart or your partner's heart or your sacral chakra, or your root chakra, and say, "So mote it be. Let passion rise. I claim pleasure. No need for disguise. Let the candle burn out safely," or snuff it if you prefer. And then that energy is there. And if you're doing this together, part of the excitement is the fact that you are both consciously manifesting that desire amongst each other. I hope that this isn't too much for those. We do stuff like this on our After Dark. We did 2 sex episodes, but I don't know about it coming out onto the mainstream. But I wanted to leave you with that because strawberries are so important, I think, in that whole love, lust, energy vibe. And so I wanted to let you have a little spell, and it is very fun to do with your partner. Hopefully you've got a partner, if you're a witch, that your partner is very into that kind of thing too. So strawberries offer a plethora of unique and creative ways to enhance your magical practice. And for some reason, I'm just really feeling them right now. For infusions and sachets and rituals and divinations, these delightful fruits just add sweetness and strength to your witchcraft. Go ahead, get a little creative. If you've thought of things that are neat and different that I haven't listed here, let me know, email me, and I'll share it with everybody next time. But let the power of strawberries come into your magical life and work with them and bring you joy and love. Who doesn't feel joy when they're munching on a strawberry? So thank you for listening. You can find us at our website at www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you can find all of our episodes, links to our Patreon and Buzzsprout, which is where you can go to support us if you like our podcasts. Thank you to all of us who already support us monetarily. You do not understand how much that really helps us. We could not do this without you. It is huge. And so we truly, truly appreciate it. But we will be back. And until then, stay witchy.